The journey towards excellence begins today at Bright Educational Classes. Hello, students of class 12th. Today, we are going to start the journey of Indian economic development, and this is the time to start the first chapter, Indian economy on the eve of independence. But before begin this chapter, let me ask you, do you have some knowledge about the history? Because before studying this chapter, you should have the knowledge which will be helping you a lot in order to understand this chapter. So, in today's class, before covering any topic, let me give you a brief introduction about this chapter. Because until or unless you are not going to collect the information, till then you cannot understand this. All right. So, as we begin, let me ask you, do you have any idea about the EIC? What was EIC? It was East India Company, right? So in this chapter, we will be basically studying about the year 1947 to 1950, because Indian economy on the eve of independence. At the time of independence, what was the condition of the economy of India? We have to understand about that. But before understanding the condition of India, Indian economy, we have to understand these three things. What? India's condition before British rule. Like we may take the example from here. Yes. Do you have any idea that what was the condition of India's economy? If you don't have idea, there is no problem. I am going to tell you that these three things we have to cover. First is India's condition. What was the condition of India before the British? If you don't have any idea about the British history, then also you can be connected with my class. I'll be letting you know the history of the British as well in a very quick way. I will not make it boring, okay? So, India's condition before British. And the another thing which you have to cover is the India's condition after the British. What? After the British. What happened when British moved from India? And the third thing which you have to study about, the condition after independence. Okay, condition after independence, because we know that India was completely broken after the departure of British, but still we have to take a look that what was actually the reason. All right. So, as I had asked in the beginning of the chapter, that EIC. Do you know the full form of EIC? EIC, that is East India Company. That is what? East India Company. It was the company of Britain. Alright? It was not the company of India, it was a company of Britain which actually came India in order to do the trade, to do business around 1600. In which year it came? In 16, around 1600, you may write 1600 around, okay? If you don't remember the year exactly, so you may write the around, okay? So, how did East India Company became dominant? You have to keep remember that it was the year 1757, okay? I think that it is not clear to you. Let me remind you, if you have already watched my video on Instagram about the Indian history, that is divided into the three parts. that is ancient India, medieval India, and the modern India. If you have the little idea about the medieval India, then you can going to connect the British India from there. Okay, so 1600. 1600. Can you tell me that who was ruling actually around 1600? Who was the ruler of India? Yes, it was the medieval period actually. It was the medieval period, right? And it is not into your course, but in order to increase your knowledge and for your better understanding, I am letting you know. All right. So, actually, what happened? Why the British came? You should know it. They wanted to do the business from India because India was very much famous all around the world. We know it that India was known for the golden birds, right? Golden bird it was, and in medieval period, it was the rule of the Mughal Empire. Okay, the empire. It was the strongest empire at that time, and in the reign of Jahangir, this company arrived here in India. All right. Now, what happened actually? That they wanted to do the business from India. They wanted to exceed their trade, and they did. They did, and they flourished their business till the year 1707. From the sorry, from the year 1600 to 1707, they were strictly being watched, right? Because till 1707, when Aurangzeb died, then because last strongest Mughal ruler was Aurangzeb, and after that what happened that after the 1707 what happened actually that the Mughals were known for the later Mughals, right? So they were not as much as powerful as the earlier Mughals were, right? Now what happened that this British empire, this company started to hold their grip over India. They started to understand the culture of India. They started to observe India in a proper way. So they understood that there were the friction, all right, among the kingdoms, among the provinces. They took the advantages of it, and in the year 1757, what actually happened in Bengal? That in Bengal there was the Nawab named Sirajuddaulah. Sirajuddaulah. Okay, so Sirajuddaulah was there, and the 1757 battle. This battle is known for the Battle of Plassey actually. Battle of Plassey took place between the company and the Nawab of Bengal, Sirajuddaulah. Okay, so in this battle, what actually happened? It was the year 1757. Nawab had lost its power. Okay, so in 1757, Bengal was completely lost in the hands of company. It went, and company started to control Bengal now. Okay, so from the year, if we see that from the year, say it is written in, it is in your course that British actually ruled India from 1757 to 1947. That is 190 years. Okay, they officially ruled actually. Officially ruled. Okay, they officially ruled till 190 years. We say that around 200 years British ruled India and they made us slaves. Okay, so in the year 1869, what happened? 1869, they made the Suez Canal. And why did they just made this Suez Canal? They wanted to make their way easy to enter India, because for them India was such big destination in order to bring the prosperity in their own country, right? We know it that before the arrival of British Empire or the British people, India was considered as a rich country. India's economy was crushed into the hands of British, and our fertile land was given to Pakistan, and industrial part was given to Bangladesh, right? But still India is progressing, and it will progress more even. So overall we have to see the condition of India, that condition of India was completely broken, okay, broken after independence. In 1947, we finally got the victory. We can say victory, and we can say that the independence, freedom from the British clutches. But our India was completely broken. We we were having so much to do, right? We know that India was famous for the agriculture, for horticulture, for handloom, handicrafts, handmade biscuits, precious stones, etc. Even though India used to sell it in Ceylon, that is the old name of Sri Lanka. Alright? And India had such a peace, serenity, and happiness before Britishers. But in the hands of Britishers, we were completely crushed. And as British came, so they over exploited the people of India, the resources of India, and somehow we had lost our that charm which was existing before the Britishers, right? So I think that you have understood till here, and we will be covering more topics into the next class. Thank you so much for attending today's class. We will be meeting in the next class with the new energy. And I hope that you all are enjoying my class also. If still you are having any doubt, any problem anywhere, so you may feel free to write down into the comment. And whatsoever topic is unclear to you, if you have any doubt anywhere, I know that sometimes it happens that might be that you students are thinking that English is not clear to you, but still I'll be saying that you have to write the answers into the English language in your board examination copy. So you have to observe the language in English. All right. So it will become easy for you. It is not just like that I'm giving the pressure to you. No, it will be helping you a lot if you will start training your mind and will be listening with the concentration. All right. So I think that everything is clear to you, and hope we will be meeting into the next class again with the new energy. All right. So goodbye, see you all soon. See you all soon in the next class. Goodbye.